Hey, good morning, everyone. I thought I'll do a live to answer some questions that people sent me. In one of my stories, I talked about why it's important to, when you are going through some emotional pain, emotional stress, or emotional crisis, why it's important to feel through the emotions and to go through the whole process, right? And to do it under supervision. So some people ask me, why do we have to be supervised? Why don't we just, feel into it on our own? Now, many things can happen when you do that, on your own, and you probably have experienced this yourself. When you go into your own negative emotions and you try and feel into it, you start to go into overthinking mode, right? And so when you start to overthink, then more anxiety, more problems can surface. Now, for some people, when they go into feeling into their emotions, what can happen is also they get so caught up in those negative emotions that they don't get out. And instead of allowing them to feel through the whole process, what happens is they tumble all the way down and they get into depressive mode. All right, so feeling through the process of feeling through the whole emotional thing, right? It's extremely tricky, and to be supervised means that someone is there to make sure that you are doing it within a time period, to make sure that you are doing it productively so that you can eventually heal. You're not doing it just to go through the process, to go through the motions, right? And you're not there to indulge. You're not there to go to sink even deeper. You're there to go through it so that you can heal. So supervision is really important. Now, you have experienced this in your own life, when you experience heartache, when you experience disappointments, you experience all of these negative emotions. And sometimes you can overdo it, right? You dwell into it and you start thinking back about, all the things that has happened in the past in connection with this person. And you find it very difficult to get out of the negative loop. And so the supervision will help you to really navigate it in a much healthier way, and so that you get some results. You get productive results as opposed to just moping around and getting into deeper depressive mode. All right, and this is why it's so important to be supervised when you are going through this, and to seek professional help. And why do we need professional help when it comes to our emotional stuff is because, we never really learned how to handle emotional stress. We were not taught this in school, and even our parents did not know any better. And so everybody is just, it's almost as if everybody is just trying to heal emotionally in the dark. Everyone's just groping. And when we grope, it's just like the pandemic, right? Right now, we are trying all kinds of ways, to try to boost our immune system. We are all just trying. There are no methods in which we know that it's definitely going to work. So in the same vein, if you talk about emotional healing, most people are just groping in the dark. They don't know what they're doing. They're just hoping that time will heal. But if you're under supervision, the supervisor or the person who is supporting you, it could be a coach, it could be a psychotherapist, has the experience, right? And has learned how to create a safe space for people to, go through the emotional healing journey. It's like, you falling sick and you need someone to nurse you back to health. Emotional pain, emotional crisis, emotional difficulty that you're going through requires you to be nursed back to health as well. Because when you're emotionally off, what happens is it's going to impact your physical health. It's going to impact everything, within you, from your liver to your heart to your lungs, your digestive system, and so on. So there's a lot of implications, when we do not heal emotionally. And what's worse is if we sweep everything under the carpet and we tell ourselves, and I don't want to feel it. Now, this is extremely rampant in the spiritual world. A lot of spiritual practitioners, what they do is they spiritualize their emotional pain. And so they sweep all of these emotional pain under the carpet, and they don't understand why in years to come they have illnesses, and then they find that they seem to get into the same loop over and over again. Now, so some people have asked me, am I no longer a spiritual teacher? Am I just doing this emotional thing? I am still very much a spiritual teacher. Now, the challenge I have found right now is that too many spiritual people are just doing emotional bypassing. They're spiritualizing all the emotional issues, and they have truckloads of emotional baggage, and they're not doing anything about it, and they are hoping to grow spiritually. Now, obviously, that is not going to happen, and that cannot happen. You cannot grow spiritually if you have your truckloads of baggage hanging over you. And this is why it is so important for us all to focus on emotional healing before we can go and grow further. All right, so I hope I've answered your questions. If you do have any other questions, do send me a private message or just comment below and I will get back to you, or maybe I'll do another live just to answer all the questions. Now, this recording will be put in all my other social media outlets, platforms such as YouTube and my Facebook as well. Okay, so wherever you're watching this, you can ask your questions in the comment section. Bye for now.